course, as I said in my said earlier, language would be a tool, very useful to understand the culture of other countries. And I think the students here, well, first of all, their Korean skill is just exceptionally good. Their pronunciation, the way they will construct their structure of speaking is just phenomenal. It shows that there is an underlying interest and also underlying motivation to learn the language. So I think such an event will greatly enhance the understanding of those students toward my country. And I also hope that one day the Korean students also would use the Arabic language or French language, which are widely used here, to understand Moroccan culture too.
And what would you say is the most significant moment or milestones in Morocco and Korea bilateral relations? Since next year we're going to celebrate the 60th anniversary.
Indeed. Wow. Well, to be very honest with you, I arrived here only 4 months ago, and I cannot really pick any certain moments that was a milestone for our nations. Well, it again proves that there had been many milestones. And one notable thing that I would like to highlight is that, well, during the Green March, for one, when the King's grandfather initiated this great initiative for Morocco, a great and important initiative for Morocco. Well, there was Korean company and also the Korean government as well, which also contributed to enabling the Moroccan monarch to embark on this very important endeavor. And most recently, I discovered that 2 Moroccans fought during the Korean War under the UN flag, and they are now buried in Korea. This fact has not been discovered before. So we are actually trying to find more of such soldiers and also the surviving family members to thank them on behalf of the Korean government. So for next year, if we can find anybody, we will be able to do this in person, inshallah.
Amazing. And so we know that, as we have seen here, Korean language is very common among Moroccans, and also Arabic is known to be the second language taken for the Sanan exam in Korea. So how would you think the Korean embassy here in Morocco, or the one in Seoul as well, can contribute to further promote cooperations between Moroccan and Korean youth?
Yes, it's an excellent question. You're absolutely right. The Arabic is now the most, I guess, fast-growing language for Korean students, but I don't know if they're genuinely interested in the culture, because learning Arabic actually helps them get better grades to enter university. So it's kind of there is motivation is very important. So they found their motivation, which is very good. I think our 2 embassies, one in Rabat and one in Seoul. I'm actually talking with my dear friend Shafiq Rashadi, who is the Moroccan ambassador in Korea. We will actually try to maybe find ways to promote, not only the linguistic exchange, but just exchange of culture among the young people, which are the next generation. So, they are talking about K-pop and also Korean food and other things, but I'm sure there are many other aspects of our culture which may interest each other. So I actually would like to, I'm sitting here, so I would like to introduce more of Morocco to Korea. So recently, I had a very good discussion with Mr. Kotubi, who is the foundation, the president of the museum foundation here. And we had a very interesting discussion about how we can promote the richness of Moroccan cultural heritage in Korea. So next year, hopefully, we can do this in some meaningful way to promote Moroccan culture in Korea.
Amazing. And And speaking of other areas of collaboration, since we know that both Morocco and South Korea are both interested in green hydrogen and economy, and we know that unfortunately there was an event that was planned to be held on November. Could you
December,
please,
yes.
on December, yeah, but it was postponed, right? So could you please tell us about like the upcoming forums and projects that the embassy intends to hold in this sense?
Yes, well, actually, I think you did your research very well. So the event was actually planned this week, but unfortunately, because of this, the outbreak of new variant, it had to be postponed. So, well, for one, we would like to resume this. So I will be talking with the Moroccan side, especially the Irizen, Dr. Badr Iken, and others to resume this important well, forum for both countries. Well, green hydrogen is just one example of where we can build our cooperation, real cooperation. So renewable energy in general, green hydrogen in specific is one very nice initiative. And I would also like to have some discussion on health issue, which is actually a quite big issue for both of us. So in that sense, we will try to, I'll be going back to the drawing board to find some ways where we can do this together. And also education, and I think, and also about the Islamic. Morocco has such a rich history of Islamic studies as well. So those are some things that I would like to utilize as catalysts of our the bilateral relations, and also. Marking the 60th anniversary, which is especially meaningful.